What's good? I'm Kinell, and this is Sinister Cinema, where we get deep into the guts of the stranger side of cinema. Just letting you know with this little bit at the start that we now have a Patreon. Sub up to that and you can get all these episodes early and ad-free, so you won't even see this bit at the start. You get them a few days before the main episodes drop out. We've got some great guests coming up. We've got some studio episodes. We've got some Zoom episodes with some fantastic rappers talking about the films they love and the films that influenced them. We got a lot going on there. Plus, you get some bonus content like film reviews, all that kind of thing. I don't need to explain this to you. You know what a Patreon is. But yeah, it's patreon.com/Kinell Sinister Cinema. So check that out. Peace. Yes, people. What's good? I'm Kinell, and this is Sinister Cinema, where we get deep into the guts of the stranger side of cinema. Kinell Sinister Cinema is brought to you by Forgotten Sons Apparel. Check them out at forgottensonsapparel.co.uk. Forgotten Sons Apparel is a York-based streetwear brand drawing inspiration from alternative culture, tattoos, film, classic TV and cartoons from our childhood. In our own words, if you like our stuff half as much as we do, then we like it twice as much as you. I'm a big fan of this brand and I love the guys who make it. They've supported me for years, way before I was podcasting. They supported me in my battle rap career. You might have seen me rocking some of their garms on Don't Flop and other leagues. I love Forgotten Sons Apparel and I'm urging you all to check them out at forgottensonsapparel.co.uk. Right, now on with the show. Yes, always had a buzz with every rhyme I wrote and everybody want to know me like the Wi-Fi code. It's Kinell, it's the KSC, and we're back. We had a little week off there for a bit, and I know, I don't like to leave you hanging. Things have been a bit difficult up at KSC Towers. Poor old Dillinger, my cat, has been having some vet things. We've confirmed he's not going to die, and so that's been taking up a bit of time, but don't worry, all is cool. We've had a couple of people that have offered to chuck in some donations for the vet fees. We are not accepting them, but the fact that you cared enough to offer means so much. I cannot put into words how much that matters to me. So big up all of yous. But yeah, we're going to crack on. This is the Cinema Podcast, which ends up with me getting on people I know from rap and talking about rap the whole time and never mentioning any films. That's what happens. So got another great guest on for you today. And if there's one thing I respect more than anything, it's a grafter. And today we've got someone I think is like an iconic level of grafter in the UK scene. Certainly recently, I'm bringing on Mr. BIZZO Bond. Yes, lad. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, man. I got to say, this setup's looking nice. I'm liking these LED strips.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Straight from an Insta reel, bit of inspiration. So, yeah, it looks all right. It looks all right here at the moment. It's nice.
Yeah, that's the way, man. It's looking slick. It's looking slick, man. And how are you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Can't complain at all, really. What about yourself?
Always good, mate. Always good. Fucking what you call it? In preparation for this episode, I thought I'd just have a quick search over Twitter, see what people are saying about you. And these days, it's very, very fair to say that you are one of the most respected in UK battle rap. That's very fair to say. You won't find anyone that doesn't at least respect the shit out of you. I am finding a bit of fucking people are kind of sort of lying about what they used to say, because like nowadays I find that everyone's saying like, oh yeah, always thought Bizzo was a legend. But I think that's not strictly true. Fucking like your legend status is something that you have won through a lot of very hard work recently. Like, I think that needs to be recognized. It weren't so long. You were, even after becoming champ, you was like getting rated as the underdog in everything, and you just kept showing up and producing the results until no one could say that anymore.
Yeah, definitely, man. The underdog thing stuck with me a lot longer. And to be fair, I don't think it'll go away either. I think the potential of the next title match that I'm having, I'll probably go in as it as well again. I think there were a couple of people in my most recent battle against Yunnan who, you know, still sided with the nostalgic, unanimous kind of win as well. So I don't think it'll go away as such. I think like you said, it's taken a lot of hard work to get to where I'm at now, where the percentage is probably, you know, gone the opposite way in terms of majority. So, but I'm happy for it. I don't care how it's looked upon when I'm battling. If I'm an underdog or strong favourite, I treat them all the same. I treat every battle like it's my last one. Like I'm going to retire if I get beat. So that's how that's the mentality I've adopted over the last couple of years.
It's the grafting mentality, man. That's what I fucking love about you, man. It's that fucking grafting mentality, like fucking, like I remember you fucking like trailing in the polls before everything, and then you turn up and do what needs to be done, producing them results, man. Fucking like this is what people need to be aspiring to, because like flipping, you know, we're all born with different levels of talent, but fucking work ethic. Fucking, that's something you choose, and that's something you've chosen, and fucking that's why I think you are someone that people should look up to.
I appreciate that, man. It's a massive compliment. I like that. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, I don't do it for an ego boost. I don't do it for any form of clout. I do it because I love doing it. I love the art form. I respect the art form, and I genuinely want to be the best at it. Like it's just a personal kind of like mission of mine. So all these things about being respected and influencing people and inspiring them and stuff, and obviously being known as someone who, you know, matched the talent with hard work and discipline and stuff. It's that, but they're all like massive bonuses for me. I love to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, flipping. There was a tweet you did like in the last week or something that that was the one. That was the one that made me go, yeah. It was the one we said like, right, I'm ready to be the best in the world at this now. I'm ready to be like one of the greatest of all time. Like, what I want to know is, what battle were you imagining in your head when you were composing that tweet? When you were going like, I want to do this battle and win it. I bet it was one.
It was the I was rewatching the Champion of the Year panel. It was when that all came about. I didn't even think my name would even get acknowledged. I didn't pitch for it. I didn't advertise. I didn't like put it out into the universe. Like I wanted to be, you know, recognised by Champion of the Year. It was kind of like done by other people, predominantly over in America. So, and then I got so many. What was I doing? I think I was working, or I was doing something where I couldn't check my phone, and then I looked at my Twitter and it had like blown up, and people were saying, "Oh, you're getting mentioned on Champion of the Year," and I was like, "Fucking hell, I need to get online and have a look what's being said." So, but that was like so like massively inspiring, because I felt like after watching that, I was on the cusp of breaking into this like kind of like elite level of battle rap, which was mind-boggling. But that's where my inspiration for the next couple of years is right now. Like I genuinely want to face as many people I can off these Champion of the Year lists, and you know, like grow even more as I am doing at the moment, and continue to get better.
What do you think? Do you think it's like doable for you to get on? Like I think URL's like kind of a close thing, but I mean, like, do you think RBE is a realistic thing for you?
Yeah, man, I'd love to go on RBE. I've put the feelers out there. I've got a positive response back from it as well. So we'll see what happens. Like, never say never. There's a lot of leagues in America, to be honest, that have you know, like shown interest as such. But it's just about getting those battles over the line. Once they're over the line, and I can obviously take it from there then, and you know, show them what I can do. And then I think from there it'll just be kind of like a momentum thing where I genuinely feel like I can take it as far as I'm possibly able to go with it. And I genuinely do think I'm better than a lot of the Americans that are in the limelight over there right now. It's just a case of I'm still evolving as a performer, and I think once that aspect all comes together. I think I think the world's my oyster. That's genuinely like the mindset that I've got for it. So I'm just waiting now. I'm just patiently waiting on a bit of a. This is like the longest break I've ever had without having a battle book. So I'm just waiting now. Waiting for the next one.
Have you got one booked?
I've got at the moment the title match in October is looking like it's going to be me versus Bobby Rep. So that's a rematch for. I think it's the last match day of the season as well. So it could be a very big and significant battle. So, but aside from that, I haven't got anything at the moment. I'm just kind of like. I am enjoying the break a bit because obviously. You yourself will know, like when you've got lots of battles booked one after the other, it's a bit exhausting and tiring. And you feel a little bit mentally drained because you're constantly looking for motivation to write and come up with the best stuff that you can come up with. So I'm enjoying that aspect in terms of not having that pressure on me. But at the same time, I'm still like kind of itching to get back going again. I really want to.
Yes, fucking yes. There's that killer instinct. Fucking love to, and I know it's fucking in you. Like, fucking love to see it, bro. Love to see it, man. Like, fucking like I do this like fucking like around the time I contacted you asking to be on here, like was around the time that Bobby Rex was like tweeting some stuff on Twitter about about so and so's next up, and Blunthead mentioned like, well, fucking like. You're saying like such and such a newcomer's next up, like, but fucking like they were around like at the time when people were like looking at BIZZO Bond as a guy who did some good bars in the academy but got knocked down.
Yeah.
And then fucking it's the devil. Like, it was the Acre battle for me. It was the Acre battle for me where things really turned around because I was judging that fucker. And like I remember people like not backing you to beat Acre, including me. And I was fucking judging it. And then you turned up and you did what you did. And fucking, that was the moment I thought, fucking hell.
Yeah.
This is fucking, it's a corner has been turned here. Like, the Anarchy tournament, I think was a big thing for you, like, wasn't it?
It was genuinely last chance saloon. It was last chance saloon for me. I went in that tournament with the mindset of if I don't win this, then I'm giving it up altogether. I'm not doing it anymore. That was genuinely what I said to myself because I'd had so many attempts and returns and this is the one that'll smash it, and they just haven't gone to plan. I just thought this is the perfect thing for me to put all my energy into. I literally begged to be entered into it, and then I said to myself, if you don't win this tournament, then you're not doing it again. Because I didn't want to. I don't want to be like a card filler. I don't want to. I don't want to do it as a turn up on the
like
day.
Me. That's my job, baby. You're not taking my job. You fucking stay at the top. You fucking leave the bottom to me. That's my job.
Yeah, obviously I have massive respect for people that do that, because that is that's a raw passion and like it's part of your lifestyle, if you will, and it's like part of your like outlet and having fun and socializing, and I think that's amazing that like that particular demographic of battlers at events are needed for it to thrive as it is doing at the moment. But for me, I was like I didn't want to do it like that. I never stepped into it to just as a way to like see friends and like have a good day and then go out for a couple of days. It was like, no, I really want to be good at this. I want to like smash it. I like watched so much King of the Dot and URL. I was like inspired by all that. I was like, I want that. I don't want anything less than that. I want the best there possibly is. So that's what I've kind of like worked towards at the moment, which I feel like I'm getting there ever so slowly. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot more to accomplish, which is good as well.
That's inspirational, man. That's inspirational. That's what the people need to fucking hear, man. Fucking, I like it. It is one of them, like flipping that Anarchy tournament. Like, would it be unreasonable to say that you were the underdog in every single round, right up until you won it and became the actual champion?
It's because when you said at the start, when you said like people tweet and you kind of some people will be like, oh yeah, I've always rated Bizzo and stuff like that. Like I have a mental note of the people that have said that. I know the people that aren't being genuine when they say it, and I know the people that have actually backed me from the very start. And there's only one or two that have really done that. And when it came to the Anarchy tournament, I was counted out immediately. And I think there was one person who said that I could potentially win it. But aside from that, no one even mentioned my name in the first round. It was kind of like Maverick's going to win it, or Bobby Rex is going to win it, or Matter was in it at the time, Rivers was in it, Koj. So it was kind of like Georgie Roots was very hyped up at the time. So he was
something like that. Like, it's worth mentioning that the Anarchy tournament at the time was pretty much what is considered the top tier of Premier battles now.
Yeah, definitely. And I was kind of like on the cusp of not getting on it as well. Really, if a couple of other big names had come back, because I think there was some big names that got offered to come back and do it and turned it down. So it's very poetic in a way that how it's all worked out, really. And again, it's just a case of being given a chance and taking it. At the end of the day, that's all I really see it as. Like, I have massive respect for being given the opportunity, because now I wouldn't be sat here doing this and talking about it now if I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's incredible graft levels. I got a fucking lot of love for it, man. Fucking on another thing, how did you find ibattle, man? Fucking, like, personally for me, going over to ibattle is like, I've never felt such love off a crowd, man. And like, but like, I wasn't going and like battling their fucking champ at the time, like, so I don't know if that vibe was different. How was it for you, man?
No, I loved it, man. It was great. The crowd over there are just die-hard fans of it. There's not a lot of them. Like, the crowds aren't massive. You're not going to do like a stage show or anything like that. You go into a community, really. It's pretty much like a big room full of like die-hard super fans of battle rap, and they appreciate good talent, and they appreciate good material as well, and prepped. And the battle against Opera was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed my whole experience there. It's up there with one of the best like experience I've had from battle rap so far. So and he was tough as well, because he was such an anomaly. Like, you couldn't really get much on him, really, because he's fairly new. He's fairly up and coming. And I knew full well I was being taken over there as like a test and like a champ versus champ kind of scenario as well. It wasn't just a case of going over and being having a good time. I genuinely had to take it very, very seriously at the time. It was tough travel, tough on the old jet lag, but I enjoyed it. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, them kind of things. Like, I mean, like, flipping, like the people you get at an ibattle card, like, flipping, you're going to be in this like tiny room, and you're going to have like a small amount of people in it, but the people that you get in there are the most diehard of diehards, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, man. And they're all like super sound and lovely people as well. Like, the whole concept of like being intimidated when you walk in a room, I've never felt that when I've gone to put that when I went to King of the Dot and ibattle as well. Like, you'd think that there'd be an awful lot of pressure on you walking in the room, and like people would be like looking at you thinking like, what's this guy gonna do, kind of thing. But it's the complete opposite, man. You just show them love from start to finish. So it's another reason why I love it, and hope to get a lot more opportunities doing it.
Yeah, I do love that whole thing of like going to a complete different country on a plane and then just bowling off, and then like just having people in there know who you are is mad.
Yeah, that's surreal as well. Like, when you get fans in different countries like messaging you and coming up to you, and even like after the battle, like following you and messaging you and stuff. It is very like, it is bizarre, because I have like a quite good following in America, to be fair. Like, a lot of a lot of the stuff that gets shared of mine at the moment is large portion of it is America, which is nuts. It's crazy, but I love it.
Yeah, it's mad. Your style, like I think because it's very direct. It's not like it's very direct. It's very punchline based, and it's very clear. It's spelled out. It's not like it's not overly technical in a way that you need to particularly understand like a lot of local slang to follow it. Like,
Yeah,
I think that means that it translates quite well. Well,
yeah,
I think that's worked out for you like quite well because it's meant you've been able to get that sort of like big sort of stateside following off the back of it, like which is quite interesting because yeah, like you probably have like one of the biggest stateside followings of any UK rapper, and you're from fucking Preston, like
of all places. But
like fucking
that's the first time.
most big London rappers don't have that kind of following, like.
That's the first time being from Preston has ever like been advantageous to me in any way, shape, or form. Is because I've developed this kind of accent which is like very easy to understand. And when I rap, a lot of people don't have trouble understanding what I'm saying. Um, a lot of, I mean, I've even looked on YouTube and stuff. When you look at YouTube, like the Real Deal Battle, or even like the Americans commenting on my English battles, you don't really get any comments saying like I don't understand what he's saying, which is a very generic thing for
Yeah.
American fans to comment on a British battle rapper. So it has worked in my favour, thankfully. If there's one thing to praise from being from Preston, it's an accent that's easy to understand.
Yep, fucking Preston. You've got what you call it? A really weird bus station, Freddie Quinn and Bizzo. That's my Preston references.
Wallace and Gromit as well.
Oh yeah. Don't forget Aardman Animation holding it down since day. Yeah, so we are the KSC as it is. So like normally I like to talk about like kind of things of reference. You're not someone who does like a lot of like references to pop culture or something. But like what I'm interested in is what kind of like films and TV do you sort of have in the background to sort of get into the mentality of this killer instinct you apply to battling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for good I'm a sucker for good gangster films. To be fair, that's my like forte really. One of my favourite films is Layer Cake. I think Layer Cake's a phenomenal film. But I love that kind of like London like gang culture, organised crime. I love like
Yeah.
the Irishman, the Gentleman. They're up there with my favourites as well. Partial to a Bond film, of course, as well. I do like a Bond film every now and again. But yeah, like you said, I don't really make a lot of references in battles because I don't really watch an awful lot of TV and film, really. But I am actually making a conscious effort to change that because I feel like I'd benefit a lot from it, and I kind of like I want to kind of like broaden my horizons, not only in battle rap, but in just in general by watching some stuff that I wouldn't have watched a couple of years ago, which I've started doing. To be fair, I do watch quite a bit on telly now, and I'm getting into my films again. So yeah. But yeah, it's weird. It's the same with music, man. I don't really listen to music, which is crazy as well. Like I've always been, you know, yeah, it's just one of them things. But yeah, I do love my my gangster films. But I think that's an influence from my dad because my dad's obsessed with them. So
Is it like yeah?
yeah,
You ever seen Gangster #1 with Malcolm McDowell?
No, I haven't.
That's a very good one. Like that like might be one of my favorite of all time, like UK gangster films because I love a UK gangster film. Like,
I'll check that one out.
yeah, flipping it. It's like this like Malcolm McDowell's playing this guy who was like he was the guy back in the day, and like there's another guy playing like his same character He's showing when like flipping like he was like a young'un and like everyone he had to fucking go through to be the fucking boss.
Yeah, that sounds up my street. Yeah, I do like stuff like that.
Yeah, fucking. I think you'd really appreciate Gangster #1, like flipping, like because I didn't know you were into gangster films, but I always kind of associate it with you in my head for some reason. It struck me as a film that I think you'd appreciate because fucking. I kind of tie it up with the Anarchy tournament. Like it's like that it's about this one guy who like starts off like and he just goes through everyone to get where he fucking has to be.
Right. Yeah. That sounds like something I'm going to watch. I do love those kind of concepts. Like men that like you said, graft and do things that they don't necessarily want to do. To get where they need to be and get a better lifestyle for them and stuff. So all that's I love stuff like that, and it probably now we're talking about it, probably has held influence on my my life as such in terms of attitude and discipline and whatnot. So it's interesting.
Yeah, flipping like a. I'm just thinking back to like someone who I can't name on here, like, but I remember someone saying about him like he's a guy who was known as a bit of a bad fucker back in the day, and like someone said about him like whenever he's in a fight he's never angry, he just picks what he's gonna do and he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
and fucking like that was why he was a terrifying guy. He was never angry. He was never angry. He just fucking saw what he needed to do and fucking did it. Like, and everyone
strategic.
else. Yeah.
That's it. That's where all the big gangsters in the world. That's where they all came undone. Is they let their emotions get the better of them. Ronnie,
fucking that's the classic gangster story, in it. Like it's things like your casinos and your Goodfellas. It's that, in it. It's like fucking when people are just doing the job, they get to where it is, and then fucking when they haven't got any obstacles anymore, they fucking that's when the emotions get the better of them, and that's what fucking lets the side down.
Like Ronnie Cray's a big example of that. He they had the Cray twins had everything at one point. They had the world in the palm of their hand, and they kind of he just wanted more and more and more, and he was he couldn't control his temper either. So it was a very very volatile person to be around at times. So that's definitely one of the reasons you've got to keep your emotions in check.
This is it, man. Yeah, fuck it. Layer Cake is a fucking banger. I'm glad you mentioned that, though.
No,
fucking the homie Daniel Craig, man. Fucking Chester lad.
I absolutely love Layer Cake. I could genuinely watch Layer Cake over and over again. I think it's a brilliant film.
Fuck it. Layer Cake, around that time, there was a point when there was just a lot of really good British gangster films coming out, wasn't there?
Yeah. I can't remember the one off the top of my head now. With Danny Dyer when they went to Spain.
The Business.
That's it, The Business, yeah.
The Business is the bollocks, man. Fucking like when I first saw The Business, I bought myself a pair of like really like fucking like high shorts, like just because of how much I buzzed off it, like.
Yeah, literally, man. That was one of my favourites when I watched that. When they see them heads on the spikes towards the end of it, that scene always sticks in my head. Yeah, quality.
Sticks in your head, fucking heads on spikes. Yes, fucking he's doing it without even trying.
Write that down for my next one. That's coming out in October.
Yeah, man. The Business is so fucking good. Like, it was like that came out like straight after Football Factory, didn't it? Like,
yeah. It was like Danny Dyer on it again, and like kind of on the up, and brilliant film.
He had his fucking moment, like, didn't he, Danny Dyer? Like, fucking like people like to take the piss, like, and sort of present him as a stereotype. And to me, he'll always be Moff in Human Traffic. But there was a moment in the early 2000s when he was the guy.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely. I fanboyed from the life out of him when I met him. I met him in Ibiza once in 2010 or 2011, and yeah, saw him in a nightclub and probably embarrassed myself a lot when I went over to him. But yeah, I used to love Danny Diamond in films and stuff.
Yeah. Fucking like, I think the most I've ever fucking fanboyed, and like I was fucking like off my face at the time, and also I was like fanboying and slurring at the same time. Like, fucking, I met Method Man in Sankey's Soap when it was Sankey's Soap.
Nice.
Fucking like because it was Sankey's for the last few years, wasn't it? Like I went to see Arrested Development there. And fucking the support act was Spooks. Do you remember Spooks, Karma Hotel and all that?
Yeah, briefly, yeah.
Fucking like Method Man and Redman were like doing like the O2 the next day, and they came over and took over the whole of the smoking area. And I wandered over to Method Man and went, "Hi, I'm Rector. I think you're really good." And fucking, it's the most I've ever made a cunt out of myself. And he just sort of fucking looks at me, shook my hand, called me the N-word. It was one of them, like, but fucking
yeah.
the dude's like about like fucking 6'5" and all, like it. So like when you're like sort of like humbled by someone's presence because of who they are, and they're physically massive.
Yeah, when they're a big person and they've got like that aura as well, it's so intimidating. Like it's a mad experience, isn't it, when you meet someone like that?
Yeah, it's normally footballers, isn't it? Like
yeah,
like
used to meet
fucking
a
when
lot
you
of
were kids and you
footballers.
see a footballer, like.
I met David Beckham once. I've met that was pretty surreal. Because I used to meet quite a lot of footballers in my old job. I used to like the team used to stay where I used to work. So I've met loads of footballers over the years, like Steven Gerrard and Fernando Torres. I met once, Ronaldinho. Yeah, they just have this thing about them where it's like you just in awe because of what they've like accomplished and done and stuff, and it kind of like gives off this like this presence, which is. Well, yeah, man. I know what you mean. I know that feeling well.
It's mad, like fucking like the idea of footballers, like because like you're so distant from it, and like you like fucking fucking like I'm an Everton fan, I'm a Wrexham fan, like, and like so like fucking Steven Gerrard is fucking someone I've always thought, you fucking prick. But if I ever met him in person, I know like I'd be like, fuck, you've done shit I will never be capable of. So it's always like that. Fucking like do you know Wayne Rooney's first ever game for fucking Man United was against Wrexham?
Was it?
Yeah, it was a fucking friendly, like, and he was like in the fucking under-16s team at the time. So they thought, since it's a friendly, we'll send this fucking lad who's all right on here. Made a complete mockery of the Wrexham defence.
When you played for United or Everton?
Everton, I meant.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I'm all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he came from the Everton youth team, but it was an Everton. I'm thinking that because what should we call it? Like, there's an Everton like Man United friendly in like San Francisco, I think, in a month.
All right, nice. That sounds necessary. They do me head in these American friendlies where they fill a 90,000 capacity stadium up just to watch the whole team get rotated and 30 different players play. It's madness.
Yeah. And it's Wrexham.
Yeah.
Fucking shout out Rob and Ryan, like, but like it's just mad what they've done for like really low league football in the UK.
Yeah, it's mad. I can only see it getting better and better as well because they seem really, really invested in it, don't they? Like not just financially but emotionally as well. They seem very
they're about it, man. Like fucking that, like fucking like Rob and Ryan, like they're fucking like constantly fucking like doing shit for local charities and that, and it's not going online. They're They're not trying to make a big thing out of it. They're not giving money for attention, like, and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, they're not trying to win anyone over, are they? They're just being themselves and paying, giving back to the community and around the team they own. It's a nice gesture.
Yeah, and fucking like what they're achieving, like fucking. Do you know what? It was fucking like that. There was like 9,500 in Wrexham for a women's team game last week.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's fucking unheard of, isn't it? Like,
yeah. What division are they? What division are they in? Are they low as well?
I don't know nothing about women's football. I haven't got a bastard clue.
I can't say it's my fault.
Only when it gets retweeted by like the fucking like main team feed is the only time I know anything about women's football. Like, but it's like, the fact that it's like at that level, 9,500, fucking hell, like.
Yeah, it's more than some League 1 and League 2 games that sometimes.
Yeah. But it's like I see that as like the two sides of things, because like famously, like I became aware of Andrew Tate when he was saying the things like, women's football doesn't get paid the same because no one goes to watch it, which, whilst he is a cunt, is not inaccurate. And then these guys go, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to make fucking 9,500 people go and watch women's football. Now there is people watching it.
Yeah.
So it's the two ways of doing things, isn't it? Like, you can mock something, or you can say, okay, well, I'm going to fucking make it better.
Yeah, definitely. They've obviously done that as well with that amount of people that have gone to watch it.
Yeah.
They must have done a meet and greet with Ryan Reynolds after or something.
Yeah. They do fucking like that. They did turn up to that game. They just fucking like just bowl up sometimes, and then fucking like, and they do hang around and take photos of people in the wheelchairs. Like, but I think that's something that we can all take as like quite inspirational in a way.
Yeah,
the whole thing of saying like, okay, fucking, we're going to turn up. We're going to do something. We're gonna make it better, and then fucking you can deal with that.
You get what you give out at the end of the day. It's the same in any way, shape, or form of life. If you put something out that's positive, and you're a good influence, and you can expect it back, and they probably know that they've got massive influence over so many people. So they only have to do a couple of nice gestures and stuff like that, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and it puts the club in good light as well, because that's who they're doing it under. So.
Yeah. So do you think that's something that can come over to battle rap, like? Because I had Quill on, champion of another league, and recently, and we were talking like I'm saying like, we've had like, our various eras of battle rap. I think we're coming into a bit of a unity era, like, and I think that's something that's going to happen pushing forward. It's like. We had the plug free this weekend just gone on, and fucking
the match day 2 in Amersham Arms. I got really good feedback from the crowd there. I got told there was a lot of female fans in attendance, more than the average turnout. And I agree completely. I think battle rap's getting into especially in the UK, it's getting into a place now where it could really be close to accelerating to great heights with the right moves over the next year or so. Definitely, 100%. I feel like it's missing just a couple of different demographics of people watching. And then I think it'll go massive.
This is it, like, man. I think we're entering a unity era, and I think it's a great thing. Like at the minute, it's just not unusual fucking to be like representing in a Premier Battles event.
Yeah, it's good. It's such a it's like you said, unity's massive. Nothing can grow without everyone like working together. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, it just stagnates. if you spend all your time hating on different platforms and different battlers and different titles and all that stuff, then all you're doing is you're just stagnating your growth and the growth around you. We all, as battlers, we all want to be in the biggest rooms, performing to the biggest crowds, getting the biggest reactions. So it's never going to happen if you've always got like a divide somewhere where part of the crowd aren't going to turn up because they don't support that league, or a battler's not going to be on that platform because he doesn't get on with the staff or whatever it is. So, like you said, unity is massive, especially for battle rap, especially for where it is now as well.
Yeah, I gotta say that isn't strictly true. I've done all right out of a hater, like, to be fair. Like,
yeah, I know.
I am back on the gas this year. Like, I'm fucking stepping on heads. I kind of took my foot off the gas last year, but
well, that's part and parcel of the entertainment value as well. It's not like a like some people have genuine vendettas against certain aspects of battle rap just based on what they see on a Twitter feed and things like that. Like, people think and other staff members like are at each other's throats all the time, and they hate each other, and it isn't like that. It's just it's part of the business at the end of the day, and it's just competitive individuals.
I remember the old forum wars back in the days when I was KOTR and like Don't Flop was the biggest league and all that. Like, and so the thing is, even when the forum wars were their biggest, I was still going to the Don't Flop events and supporting and shit. But there's certain people who only saw the online side of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and they make their own assumptions as to, if you as a battler fall out with a particular battler, you might genuinely influence fans to not like that battler because their favourite battler doesn't like him online, but in person they'll shake hands and hug it out and watch battles together.
I'll be real. I'll be real. That is something that kind of annoys me a bit, like, because like there's a lot of things. I do have negative things to say about a lot of things, but I don't put them out in public because people might take it like seriously, and I don't want them to do that. Like,
yeah, literally, man. This is where it shares a big similarity with wrestling as well, because it happens in wrestling as well. Like, you can genuinely be a wrestler that is, that your character is to be a dick, and you will genuinely have people that form hatred towards you because of that character and not because of actually who you are as a person. And some people struggle to understand and separate battle rap from real life, and that's always going to be there, I think. But I agree that everyone getting on together and supporting each other, and it's accelerated the growth a lot quicker than over the last few years where nothing's really grown as such. It's like I've come from 1,000 views a battle when I was, on the Anarchy tournament, to I'm like hitting well over 10 every battle now, which is mega for me. So, it's definitely growing. It's going in the right direction.
This is it, man. Like, fucking unity era is what I'm saying. Like, man, we got to fucking push this thing forward. Although I managed to do some good stuff with my hate, man. Fucking,
it worked. Like, you look at URL and RBE, man. Like, they're genuine competitors against one another. And I genuinely think that the two owners of those leagues probably don't like each other from a business point of view. But the difference between them and what happens over here is a lot of money's involved. So
yeah, they've got the money to, like, okay, fucking, like, you're throwing this event. Well, I'm going to fucking pull out this many million, and I'm going to have Hollow the Dom versus this guy, and fucking, and they can compete that way. We can't do that over here.
No, that's it. When there's that level of like finance involved, then there could genuinely be like hate, which turns into competition, which then turns into divides. But the thing is with RBE and URL is that even if there was a select group of people that only watch URL and a select only watch RBE, it's still enough for them to make a legitimate business out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you split the UK battle rap scene in half, in terms of the fan base, it's very damaging. So that's why I agree with what you're saying. I feel like this part of time right now where everyone's getting on and it's growing exponentially, then I think it's a good thing, man.
Yeah, man. And fucking, I will make sure that I am fully like supporting things like fucking like. I do have my negative thoughts, but I will never put them out online because I don't want them influencing people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we all do. I respect that though. I respect that because I'm very similar. Like, though, I'll see something about oshea and I'll be like, and then sometimes like your fingers hovering over replying to them, and but yeah, it's that level of composure is what every battler should have, really. But I know a lot. There's quite a lot that don't have that.
Yeah, man. Very, very true. But now we've successfully ignored cinema completely. Like, let's talk dream battles, man. What's a dream battle for you? Opponent,
Dream.
like fucking. I'm not talking like, you know, what it could give you from opportunities. I'm talking like
My
fucking
dream
like.
battle. My dream battle would be New Jersey Twerk. Just from a fan standpoint, because I'm an enormous fan of Twerk. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's like next level kind of battler. That would definitely be up there for me. And it's probably my dream battle ahead of a lot by a considerable margin, to be honest. But yeah, what about you? What's yours?
No, I'm just a cunt. Doesn't matter who I battle. I'll tell you what would you think about Big K? Fucking like, that's something that I think would be your hardest battle ever. I think that's the hardest you'd have to work is Big K.
That would be a very, very difficult battle. I've seen some of the stuff he does, man. Yeah, he's phenomenal, man. When he's on form, I recently watched him versus A-World. When he's on form, man, it's scary. He's a scary proposition, man.
He's absolutely terrifying, and I think he might be my favourite battler. You know,
he's up there for me definitely because he's just been unapologetically himself throughout his whole career, and it's caused some bridges to burn. It's caused like fallouts. It's caused like some of the best battles ever. Like him versus Immaculate is one of my favourite battles.
Yeah,
I think that's a phenomenal battle. And then, like I said, I watched him versus A-Ward, and he's got Murder Moot next as well, which is mental.
and he's gonna fucking win. The dog will strike again. And fucking like fucking, I was around in the Smack DVD era. I was watching Smack DVD, but I still think it's going to be a 30 sack of work for the dog.
I think so as well. I think that's it'll come across as a massive upset, but I think he's got it in his locker to beat Murder Moot convincingly.
Yeah, man. Fucking like I remember like fucking like I battled over in like Massachusetts like in like fucking 2017. We had to move it, and like it ended up having to be like 2 hours after I landed. It was a complete shocker. Well, the next day we went to like KOTD, like I think it was like Mass 2 or it might have been Mass 3. It was the one with Pat Stay versus Big K.
Yeah.
It was fucking that one. And like biggest Pat Stay, rest in peace, Pat Stay, LLPS all day.
Always.
Still one of the always going to be one of the greatest of all time. But fucking, I was in there going like, oh, he's going to smash this guy. And then I fucking saw Big K live for the first time. Fucking hell.
Yeah. He's scary. He's genuinely like intimidating and scary. It's such a good trait to have as a battle rapper.
Yeah.
Mind you, with Big K,
this is it. This is why I associate him with you, because like fucking, it's like there's a similar kind of thing to when I was judging you versus Acre and thought, hang on, this is going to be a thing here. And to like when I fucking went to watch my favorite Pat Stay and then saw Big K there, I thought, shit, this is an actual killer here.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I think that's the thing. Like, I think there's like battlers that are a lot more famous than Big K that you could beat the arse out of easy, but fucking
Big K.
I can't think of a more terrifying battle for you than Big K.
I agree with that, man. I agree completely. I've always said to Briggsy as well that they should try and get Big K versus Bobby Rex set up, because I feel like that'd be a very entertaining battle to watch.
Yeah,
I feel like the two of them going at it. It's both similar size. You know, I think it'd be a genuinely, like, that'd just be like scary versus scary kind of thing.
it would be fucking terrifying. Like fucking, I think Big K's like, you know, like a bit taller than Bobby Rex. Like they only put him against fucking, but you don't realize how big Big K is. Like, but fucking,
Lived up to his name.
Yeah, apart from like what you call it, Ilmac, they only put big people next to him because he's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's a big lad.
He fucking like, he's got some of the nicest fucking punchlines of all time. Like fucking extended sig out the devil, Cruella. Oh, so
Yeah, his
good,
style
man. So
quality.
good.
His style's fired. Like he does like 4 bars. You know, 4 bars of where the multis like rhyme so perfectly. I love stuff like that. I don't really rate like battlers who like have very disjointed multisyllabics. So when he's so like fluent throughout, and it's like he's on a track as well.
Yeah.
Like Iron Solomon's the same. I love watching Iron Solomon because I feel like he does that's very similar as well. That battle hasn't happened, has it? Big K versus Iron Solomon, or has it?
I don't know.
That'd be a good
Fucking
battle.
K's taking that one hard, like. Fuck it. Do you know what? Same event was fucking Big K as Big K Patch Day was fucking what should we call it? Iron Solomon versus Arsenal.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Did you watch it live?
I didn't watch it live. I've watched the battle though.
Yeah, fucking the video is heavily edited.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Fucking like there was one bit where Iron Solomon, for no fucking reason, like just went on about an actual thing where like someone who was involved with KOTG, I'm not going to name it because it's been edited out over there, like their kid was like dealing with cancer at that moment.
Yeah.
And he had a big fucking bit where he explained it all and goes, I was just sad because it was them and not you. Like thinking it was going to be like this big thing, and everyone in the room thought, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like something that was public information.
Yeah. That couldn't be anything worse.
Like it's been edited, that video, because like obviously they didn't want it fucking public. But like after it happened, like fucking like later on in the battle, Arsenal like fucking slaps his cap off his head. And everyone's like, yeah, fuck that guy. Normally you'd just be like, oh yeah, that's just Arsenal's just being disrespectful there. But we think, yeah, slap his fucking hat off.
That makes so much sense now, because when I watched that happen, I was like, the crowd are reacting like significantly more for a hat being slapped off like that than what I would normally imagine. So now you've said that, it makes a lot more sense.
If you watch it again, there's a subtle edit, and you can see what's happening in Solomon's verse, and you can see the entire fucking room, which was an actual theater, like turn against him. And it was one of them, and he was an absolute. It was one of them, and like when he like fucking everyone in the room hated Iron Solomon at that point. I hated him for ages, like until he did the Nitty battle, and then I thought, this is kind of fire.
Yeah, that is a fire battle. Rum Nitty's one that I really love as well. I'd love to. He'd be a dream match for me. Him and Twerk are up there. Danny Myers is up there as well. I'd love to battle Danny Myers. Yeah, there's a few that could happen as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
Danny Mars is such a geezer, man. Fucking like, I reckon Danny Mars is the guy who's most likely to be about it and all. Like, he's not a cunt who's going to say no. Like, fuck it. When we did the what should we call it? The Don't Flop Adventure Rhyme thing, where we all went and we got tattoos and did freestyle battles while we were getting tattoos. We put it out, and like 10 minutes after it came out, Danny Mars commented on the video quoting one of Bowski's bars.
That's mental. Yeah, he's
about it. Like, fucking, he sees a notification. Oh, there's a new battle out. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, he's a super fan, man. He loves it.
He is about that life, man, and I have fucking got love for him for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, we're coming to the end of the thing. Said fuck all about films. You should watch Gangster Number One. But
I'm gonna take
so hit the people, let them know where they can follow you and what you would like them to check out.
Yeah, man, you can follow me on social media on Instagram at BIZZO BOND, Twitter at BIZZO BOND, and then head to bizzobond.com if you want to see some of my most recent battles. There's a merch store on there. All my updates for upcoming music and events and performances and stuff will be on there as well. So that's it, man. That's my hub to find me. So
big up, man. It's been an absolute pleasure for you to bring your excellence to the KSC. If anyone wants to catch me sticking Danny Jack in a fucking bin bag again, because I've done it once. Fucking, if anyone wants to see me sticking Danny Jack in a fucking body bag, you can do so April 29th on whatever bit of fucking London it ends up happening in. Fucking for the Don't Flop event, which also has the return of Dialect. It also has Copacetic versus Matter. It also has some other shit, but it's all about me. Yo, peace. But this has been the KSC. Big up everyone for listening. Peace.